What's going on, friends? Welcome back. It's Audrey here with CBCAnetwork.com. Welcome back to the channel. If you're new to the channel, make sure you hit the subscribe button and hit the like button for this live stream. On this channel, we talk about how to get access to business funding and personal funding using a simple 5-step process. And welcome back, man. We appreciate you. Appreciate you for being here. Thank you so much. Welcome back, man. It's been an interesting week, man. Not gonna be a long live stream tonight, man. Definitely not gonna be here too long. As you come into the chat, let me know exactly where you're chopping in from. I'm right here in North Carolina, so let me know exactly where you're chiming in from. I appreciate all the love and support. Yeah, man, it's gonna be a great one tonight, man. We here, Big Sip. What's happening? What's happening, man? Mississippi in the building. Shout out to Georgia. Shout out to Georgia, national champions for sure. Didn't even get to see the game, man, unfortunately. So it is what it is. Memphis 10 in the building. What's happening? What's happening? My bad. I said Mississippi. my fault, man. But yeah, man, share this out. Share this out to everybody. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Yeah, man. The Niners, man. Shout out to my homie, man, Santana. Niner game, man. I'm impressed. We definitely pulled that one off, man. I was impressed, man. Yeah, man. I definitely represent, man. Represent, man. He said that's where he from, Tennessee, Memphis 10, man. Yeah, so we're gonna get into it tonight, man. We're gonna be talking about the problem with no personal guarantee, man. I think we as entrepreneurs, people in the business space, we get too caught up in no PG, right? And there's some nuances to no PG. It's not all just net 30s and gas cards. We talk a lot about building a profile on this channel, what you need to do, but you also need to be prepared to give a personal guarantee whenever possible. So, and it's been some interesting things that I'm seeing where people are really justifying, no PG, no personal guarantee, things of that nature. So, yeah, man, we're going to get into it, man. Welcome to everybody who's here. Miami is in the building. Miami, what's happening? What's happening? Miami, appreciate you tapping in. Florida, sunny Florida. But yeah, I think it's just a misconception a lot of people have when it comes to no PG. So we're gonna kind of break that down a little bit. Like I said, we won't be on here too long tonight, man. I want to keep y'all guys. I know this is college basketball is coming back and things like that. So we'll chop it up, man. But how was your guys' week, man? Any wins? Any wins so far? There it is. I see one right here. Big Sip said got a credit card invite from Navy Federal, but still working on personal credit. Should I take it or pass it off? I would say if you don't have any negative items, then go ahead. If you have negative items and you don't have a strong relationship with Navy, then maybe wait. That would be my advice. What's going on, Belinda? Birmingham in the building. What's happening? Von G said the SIP. What's happening? What's happening, man? Okay. Houston, Texas. All right, man. H-Town. Definitely got to get out there to H-Town for a meetup soon. Sooner rather than later, man. But I'm curious, man. And let me know, even if you're watching this on the replay in the comments. Do you think, and this is something I've been kind of contemplating with, right? Do you think people fall in love with no personal guarantee because they don't have good credit, or they just feel like they shouldn't have to put their social information? I'm curious as y'all answer. I'm gonna put a poll out on the channel about this because I have my thoughts on it, but I would like to get you guys' thoughts as well. Do you think people gravitate to no PG because they have bad personal credit, or they just feel like they should not have to put their social down to get funding for their business? What do you think? Which one do you think it is? I'm curious. Let's see. Rende says no good credit. Okay, so he's saying personal credit is bad. Okay. Makes sense. I'm curious, man. Y'all let me know in the comments, man. And even on the replay, if you're watching this on the replay, let me know in the comments, man. I'm curious as to what you guys' thoughts are, why people fall in love with no PG. Um, she said, I don't know about everybody else, but I don't have good credit. Okay, good credit. So personal credit is not as good as it could be. So okay. Well, that's not true, Black August. You can get no hard inquiry and still be PG. Just because they don't pull your credit doesn't mean it's not a PG. But that's a good. I mean, you would think that. A lot of people shy away because they're thinking business credit stand alone. There you go. Yeah, I think so, Vaughn. I think so, Vaughn. I think you're right, man. She said, I don't want to use my social security because I want to protect my credit at all costs. I have good credit. I want to keep it that way. That's a great point. But here's what I'll say, Sharonda, and we're gonna kind of touch on that. Your good credit doesn't have to necessarily be impacted, right? Because even if you get American Express business cards, or let's say you get funding without a personal guarantee, the divvies and things like that, what you find is that you basically limit your options, right? Which is interesting. I'm gonna bring that. I mean, that's a great, and this is why this is why we here, right? So Sharonda says she doesn't want to use a Social Security because she wants to protect her credit at all costs. She has good credit and want to keep it that way. And here's what I tell my students, and here's what I always tell people who reach out to me. A PG is going to be 80% of the battle in most cases, right? And what I mean is 80% of it, you're going to have to go to a bank and give your Social Security, right? Now, there are programs and funding available where you don't need a personal guarantee. The Divvy card, the Clear card, even things like the BP, MasterCard, it can become a unsecured, no PG MasterCard. So I definitely get, the part about protecting your personal credit. But here's the beauty of when you get use a PG to get cash credit on your business, right? Let's say you had a Chase $10,000 business credit card and you use 9,000. Well, that utilization, even though it may report to the business profile, it doesn't affect your personal credit. So let's say after you use that Chase card, you max that one out and you want to go back and get a Navy Federal business credit card. You can then PG and get another $10,000 business credit card. So you can rinse and repeat as well. So that's kind of the strategy, and that's the reason why we have these discussions, right? Because some people don't feel the need to, and I think that's everybody's choice. I prefer no PG as I repair my personal credit. Okay, so personal credit, there you go. Yeah, I think that's how it kind of started. But what I'm noticing is more of like what Sharonda said, where people say, I don't need to use my personal credit, right? And here's what I'll say, right? Let's get into it, right? So this is the problem is that when you don't PG, right? Let's say and I'll give you an example, right? Today or earlier this week, I'm on Instagram. Shout out to the business credit expert. I'm on her page. Let me see if I can bring up let me see if I can bring up her page. But I'm on her page, right? And I'm just browsing, doing what I do. And she had an interesting post, right? On her page. Let me see if I can pull it up for you guys. See if I can pull it up for you. But she had an interesting post, man. It was I don't it was in the stories. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, she had it in the stories. But shout out to the business credit expert, man. We definitely gotta tap in with her and get her on the show, man. Cause she's crushing it, man. But basically, in the screenshot, right, in the story, there was a picture of a young lady who was at the dealership. So she was at a dealership. I won't say the name of the dealership. And she went to the dealership. and she got a brand new vehicle through Ally, no PG, right? So she essentially didn't put a social on the application, used her business credit. Ally checks your business credit. They want to see trade lines and things of that nature. So strictly off the business, right? No personal information was used in the decision. Cool, cool. No PG, right? Okay, yeah. But then as she starts to type out the information, the interest rate kind of bothered me. And so I'm pulling up, I want to pull up the vehicle. I'm going to pull up another vehicle, right, in a similar category. But I'm just assuming this was a $30,000 car. I'm just going to assume this was about a $30,000 car, maybe 25 to $30,000 car. It was a brand new car, right off the lot, right? She literally took a picture of the car at the lot, at the dealership. She went to Ally, got the approval for the vehicle loan. Interest rate was 12%. Let me say that again. The interest rate on the vehicle loan was 12%. Now, depending on your business revenue and how much you're generating, it may not necessarily bankrupt you, right? You may be in a position where 12% auto loan is not gonna, necessarily harm your cash flow, right? But here's the thing, and this is just my recollection. I don't know the young lady. I can't really assume. I'm just gonna assume this was her first car she put on Turo, right? Very first vehicle, all right? Brand new off the lot, and you didn't PG, but now your interest rate is 12%. So here's what I want to do. I want to bring up a calculator and let's calculate what this possible payment could be. Because again, I don't know what the actual payment was. I don't know what she paid for the car. I don't know what the actual the price of the car was. I don't know what the price of the car was, right? But we're just gonna assume it was a $30,000 vehicle, okay? And we're gonna bump this interest rate up to 12,000. Now, if I remember correctly in the post, let me see if I can grab my phone. I think I took a screenshot. Let me see if I can get this screenshot so I can read it to you guys. All right, here it is. All right. So I don't know what the vehicle is, right? But it says her monthly payment is $680. Okay. Her car insurance is $202. So that's $282 a month with an interest rate of 12%. And it says not one penny was put down. So this is what we're gonna do. All right, we're gonna take this and we're gonna put zero here, zero trade-in value, and I'm gonna use my state, North Carolina, and then we're gonna calculate. So this comes out to that can't be. Oh, no wonder. $3,000 car loan amount. Is that right? 12%. Eh, nah, it can't be right. Apologies, fam. Sorry, apologies, family. I apologize. Just hit me all at one time. Sheesh. But essentially, just getting back to the story, right? We're gonna wrap this up. She says that um, not a penny was put down. Contract has none of my personal information, and it's already on Turo. So a car payment is $680. Insurance is 202. So that is 202 plus $680 car payment. That's $882. And I'm gonna assume let's just say a car like this will rent out on Turo for, let's say, $75 a day times 21, 3 weeks. So 1575 minus 882, right? And we're not including gas and other Turo fees. So basically, somewhere in that range of profit, right? If y'all can see that, it's very slim. When you calculate, you gotta have maintenance on the vehicle. And I did $75 a day, maybe a little less. The numbers is real tight, right? So when we're talking about personal guarantee, it's not the end of the world, right? Now, let's say we took that same car and we financed it with a bank like BB&T, where we give a PG. They have vehicle auto loans for business. Vehicle auto loans for business, interest rates as low as 3%, 4%, family. Now, why do I bring that up? Because even if you PG for a vehicle at 3 to 4%, it's not on your personal credit. It doesn't affect your DTI, and you're still able to get the vehicle and put it on Turo with a much. I mean, the par payment for that may be, let's say, maybe 350, if that, maybe 300. So now you go from 680, almost 700, down to 300. You keep $400 more in your pocket. Sometimes no PG just doesn't make sense. Now, if we're talking, Uline or Amazon Net 55, which I'm gonna be doing some content around these vendor credits, here soon. I mean, I guess it makes sense. Y'all let me know in the comments. Does that make sense for her to, or this person, to put a vehicle on Turo with a $680 car payment and they're getting, let's say, $75 a day? I did it times 21. I'm curious. Let me know. I know you guys are let me know in the comments. Does that make sense from a no PG perspective? Right? Because when people think no PG is, oh, if I don't pay it, then it doesn't impact my personal credit. But here's the thing about personal credit: a lot of people misconstrue this, right? Personal credit can be rebuilt, it can be restored, it can be repaired. Business credit is hard to repair. It's no Fair Credit Reporting Act for business, right? There's no real remedy for no PG going bad other than it's on a UCC is filed on your business report. You have to pay the debt back. Now you can't get any other no PG funding, right? Because most lenders who pull business reports, if they see that, then you pretty much out the game for no PG funding. So that's the thing, right? That's the problem, right? That a lot of people have with no personal guarantee, right? Is that they think that, you could not PG but still be profitable. Yes, if maybe you're in a situation where you're bringing in significant revenue. We know the average small business makes about $30,000 to $50,000 a year. A lot of small businesses don't even hit six figures. So with that being said, you're paying $680 a month for a brand new car times 12. That's $8,000 a year, and you're only bringing in, let's just say, 50K. I don't know, man. I don't know, family. It really doesn't. I don't know. Y'all let me know in the comments, man. P. Jones said the math ain't mathing. That's my whole thing. Like, you paying a $680 car payment because you didn't want a person guarantee. It just kind of don't make sense. From the standpoint, like I said, you could go to a BB&T, PNC do vehicle auto loans. You have other options where if you just structure your personal credit and use it to get the vehicle, you don't necessarily have to pay a $680 car payment for a business vehicle, right? And the crazy thing about this, right, and that's why I don't really want to put names out here. I didn't want to say who's who and, really give too much detail, is that when you finance a car through Ally, they clearly say that you cannot put the car on Turo. I mean, it clearly says that you cannot put the vehicle on Turo. But, I'm not the police, but, you know, it just, yeah, the P. Jones, the math ain't mathing. It ain't mathing. Yeah, I'm not understanding. $680 car note for a 30K car is very high. That's my whole point, Sharon, is that if you don't PG, then you run the risk of losing the vehicle, right? Because let's say the car doesn't rent out automatically on Turo, or maybe you don't get that $75 a day. And $75 a day was being generous. I mean, they may get more. They may get $100 a day. But even still, $2,100 with a $600 car payment, $700 car payment. Let's just round up. I don't know, family. I don't know. I mean, like I said, if you're bringing in 30K a month, then it is what it is. But like we said, most small businesses not bringing in 30K a month, let alone an extra 8K a month, because you got to think about the debt service on that, right? That's insurance. We didn't even calculate the insurance into the car pay. We just said $680 car note, right? So a 30K car, $680 car note. You're talking about a 12% interest rate, 12%. That's in my personal opinion, I would PG to get out of that situation. I would refinance that car with a PG, with a business auto loan. I would refinance that vehicle like ASAP. But I mean, I think it's an ego. I think it's just an ego. People just feel like they should not put their social security number down on any type of business loan application. Now, here's what I say. It makes sense if you have the revenue. If you have the revenue, right? I always say, if you bring it in, 2 million, 5 million, 10 million a year, then yeah, you shouldn't have to PG for any type of funding for your business because your business has revenue that can stand alone, right? But if you doing 500,000, 300,000, 150, banks still want to see you as the personal guarantor. It just makes sense for the bank, man. They have risk. They have to, risk. They are risk averse, right? I'll just say that banks have to avoid risk at all costs. And you, as the business owner, have to understand that in the beginning, before you get to that 7 figure, which we all will be, right? We're all aiming for the 7 figure. You have to understand that it is your job as a CEO to find funding and capital for your business. Okay. You are responsible for that. So whether you PG or don't PG, it's kind of makes sense when you like to say the math ain't mathing. So if the math ain't mathing, then we got to figure something out. Let's see. My guy Cheetah Express says it's okay to tell the truth, bro. It doesn't make business sense. Yeah, it really doesn't. It really doesn't make much business sense. Black August said Walmart business card want me to do a PG. Yeah, I'm not sure. I haven't really dug into the Walmart business card. Is it a unsecured card or is it only good at Walmart? Black August, let me know. We're gonna wrap this thing up, family. I ain't gonna hold y'all too long, man. We've been on for 23 minutes. But let me know in the comments, does no PG, is it ego driven or is it credit driven? I'm curious. I'm genuinely curious. I'm gonna put this poll out tomorrow on the channel. But that's all I really wanted to touch on tonight, man. I didn't want to keep y'all too long. We got the the 1-day event coming up. So for anybody who's looking to learn how to get access to capital, do it in a streamlined manner, get your credit repaired, right? A lot of you guys say you have personal credit issues. We do have our next Business Funding Made Easy 1-day masterclass that's coming up. It's going to be January 22nd, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. So we got 2 ticket options, right? You can do the general admission, and then you have the VIP option. Now, if you are new to building business credit, or if you have questions and you're really not sure how you want to go about it, I highly recommend the VIP option. And the reason why I say the VIP is great is because you actually come on the Zoom call live with me, right? So you'll be on the call live. You can answer your questions. You get priorities to answer your questions live. And we'll do a pre-live session for 30 minutes before we actually go live to the public. So everyone else who gets the general admission, they'll get added to the Facebook group next week. You, on the other hand, will be in the Facebook group and you'll be on the actual Zoom call with me, right? And then after the Zoom call, we'll have a whole hour of just nothing but Q&A after. So once you kind of get the information, learn the steps to credit repair, learn the steps to build your credit, how to find banks, how to interview banks, right? We give you a 20-letter credit repair template. So you get 20 letters, right, that you can use for any type of situation that's impacting your personal credit. We'll give you a list of banks, over 50 banks that we, identified that are giving out funding, that are actively lending in, the business credit world. And you also get, basically A to Z, everything you need to know in order to get funding, right? Everything we talk about on the channel, how to optimize your credit, right? That's a different thing that a lot of people don't really focus on. They focus on building, they focus on credit repair. But we're going to show you how to actually optimize your personal credit so that you can walk into any bank, whether it's Wells Fargo, Chase, any bank that you walk into, you will get approved, right? If you do these things and these steps that we're going to be teaching you guys on January 22nd, from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. So if you have not registered yet, or if you're watching this on the replay, text the letters EZ. Again, text EZ to 980-825-4360. 980-825-4360. Text the letters EZ to that. And man, I would love to see you guys on the actual one-day masterclass, because we're really going to give out some game, family. You want to start your year off right. You want to make sure that you get this thing going. A lot of you guys had questions about when are we bringing back the strategy calls. This event kind of eliminates the strategy call from the standpoint of you having to wonder and do all the guesswork, right? This is going to eliminate all the guesswork, right? So our next one-day business funding made easy masterclass is going down January 22nd. So love to see you guys there. Also, if you are looking to learn how to build business credit and you have not yet started on your journey to build business credit, I created a 80 Paydex cheat sheet. This cheat sheet is going to outline how you can start building business credit in the next 30 to 60 days. It's going to outline how to set up your 2NAV accounts, how to find gas cards, what banks are lending, how to structure your business, right? Everything you need to know to get started building business credit is in this cheat sheet, okay? And it's absolutely free. All you have to do is go to 80paydexcheatsheet.com and it'll come right to your inbox, family, okay? Go to 80paydexcheatsheet.com and it will come right to your inbox, all right? So again, family, I appreciate y'all for rocking with me. I know this was kind of a little spinoff. This is more of a shorter video. We're going to try to keep them short and sweet. We're actually going to be changing up the format of the weekly live streams, man. I want to highlight you guys a little bit more. It's interesting. I'm going to wrap up with this. It was interesting. I put out a poll and I said, if this channel has helped you get funding, it was yes, no, and yes, but I don't want to give you credit for my wins. And somebody voted yes, and I appreciate the honesty. I mean, it was interesting, man. It is what it is. I get it. Some people just, you don't get the flowers, that you're supposed to, man. Let's see. Cheat Express says, bro, I have one negative item on personal credit. You think I should dispute or negotiate? I would say dispute always. Always dispute. And if you come to the masterclass Cheat Express, you'll get the actual templates. So you'll get all the dispute letter templates when you come to the masterclass. So you won't even have to guess on which letter you need. We can kind of see what you got on your personal credit. But yeah, I would say dispute it. I always recommend disputing it. But yeah, family, that's it, man. We're gonna wrap this up, man. I appreciate y'all for rocking with me. Stay tuned, man. We got a lot more things coming. We got the podcast. We're gonna drop a podcast. We're definitely gonna be putting out more content. Y'all gonna see some of my journey. As I told you, I'm on my journey to get another 200,000 in funding. So I want to take you guys along for that journey. So I'm gonna be documenting more of that process, just showing you, the steps that I took, the banks and things of that nature. So be on the lookout for more of that. And just, continue to have wins, continue to execute. My channel, we are the executors. We're not the people who debate on what's better, what trade lines are better. We don't debate about that. We don't we don't get into what banks are good. They're all good for whatever funding you're trying to get, right? I wouldn't say all good, but most of them are going to have some type of funding that we can access and utilize within our business, right? So we're not picky about, we're not married to one different bank. We're not married to one different vendor. We just got to execute, family. That's the word of 2022. Execute, execute, execute. I love you all. I appreciate you. And don't forget to register for the one-day masterclass if you want to learn the steps from A to Z on how to get funding. All right. We'll see you guys next week. Have a great night. And hopefully you guys are being productive. All right. So we'll sign it off, man. We'll see you next week.